Good evening, everyone. I call this meeting to order. Welcome to Murray City Municipal Council meeting. I'm Council Member Paul Pickett, and I'll be conducting today. The council is present with the exception of Council Member Dominguez, who is not here today. She's excused. We're going to begin today by having the Pledge of Allegiance, and I have asked a friend and neighbor from District 1 to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Harry Hankins is a veteran of the Marine Corps from the Vietnam era, and a frequent person who's talking to me about city items and agenda items. So, Harry, would you step up here to the microphone and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Harry. I appreciate you doing that for us. We're going to begin today by looking at the council meetings from the July 16th meeting. And are there any changes that need to be proposed to that?
I did not see any.
Okay, I will entertain a motion then.
I move to approve the minutes of July 16th, 2024 council meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Hawk.
Aye.
Mr. Pickett.
Aye. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to move on then to our citizen comments. They'll be limited to 3 minutes, and you'll be stepping up to the microphone and speaking for 3 minutes, and we will take your name and your information. So any citizen would like to step up to the microphone, this is your time. Step forward. Want to hear from you. We don't bite, at least not too hard.
I do. I apologize. I came right from work. Actually, I just had a couple of quick questions. I tried calling in, but I couldn't get any answers. So I guess the property taxes, the valuations, did you guys do that on all properties? County assessor?
County assessor assesses all of the properties.
Okay. So should I ask her?
Yeah.
So I just noticed, so I recently just bought a property here, and it went from, the valuation went from 122,000 to 190,000, 50%. And I'm just curious as to why, like the reasoning on that. On non-improved land, I do plan on building. Yeah, I'm so like when I do build my house, will my house also have a super inflated value that will, that's what I'm curious about.
We kind of hope so, because we get some of those property taxes.
Oh, and I totally understand,
No, this would be, these are questions that the county assessor would be able to answer. We really don't get involved in
You don't?
that type of thing.
The county
The reason she can answer some of these questions, she's our accountant for the city.
Oh, okay. So does she make these decisions
She does not.
independently?
No.
She doesn't?
She doesn't make them at all.
Oh, she doesn't make them all?
The county.
So who,
County assessor,
county assessor?
yeah.
So they would know the reason for the hikes, the possibility of why it would be so much, so you guys don't have anything to do with that?
Yeah.
So who would I talk to?
It's on your paper. It's the paper you have in your hand. It's on that paper, on the back.
So I did call that, and nobody called me back. Like, I left several messages, so they said, right to be heard, so I was like, well, okay. So
Can I-
keep calling, and if I don't hear back, come to the next meeting?
I'll help you. Seriously, I'll follow up. Are you going to stay for the rest of the meeting?
How long is it?
It's not very long, about 2.5 hours, but it goes fast. You have a good time and it's fun.
We're all
and
bidding in 10 minutes.
It's going to be probably about 15, 20 minutes.
Awesome,
So stick around and I'll help you and I'll follow up with the county for you.
thank you.
All right, thank you for the public comment. Anybody else have a public comment? Okay, seeing no more public comments, I now close. Oh, wait a minute, somebody coming in? Oh, Harry, get up here. Talk to us.
I want to address this to Paul Pickett. When I came to this meeting today, I come my regular way, and I stop at Vine Street, and I look north, and all these big apartment buildings that are coming up. They're big ones. Some are done, some are not. Have we estimated how much water these guys are going to use? I realized that last year we had a bumper snowfall, and we have a lot of water now, but when you guys approve these things, does the water come involved? How much water are they going to use at all? Does that come in? Is that brought up at all? You're shaking, it is brought up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're good with that?
Yeah, and we can continue this conversation offline, me and you. I'll tell you the process that we go through,
Okay.
and I explain to you how we get to that decision there.
Okay, so they're not going to run out of water?
We're not going to run out of water,
Okay.
Harry.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Harry.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, anybody else? Public comments? Okay, I will now close the public comment section. Thank you for those that participated. I love hearing from our residents. We will now move down to the public hearing. And we have a couple of them. Who's doing? Brenda Moore, you're doing the first presentation. Oh, you're doing both of them.
Only thing allowed tonight is TNT, Truth and Taxation,
Yes.
and the final vote on the final budget. So hopefully your screens came on. Well, it's up on mine. I can't,
I can see the reflection off that glass, but.
well, that's nice. Hopefully IT's working on it.
All right, oh, now it came up.
Okay,
Yeah, now
there
we
you
see it.
go. So I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. It'll be a reminder for most of you, some people that have come to this meeting, it might be some new information. Truth in Taxation is a common term for Utah's property tax system. It was passed in 1985. It is designed to prevent property taxes from increasing just because property values increase. Cities are guaranteed the same property tax revenue plus new growth each year. The mill levy adjusts down as property values increase. There is a process outlined in if a city wants to increase the revenue it receives, and this is the final step in that process. How your tax rate is calculated. In calendar 22, the taxable property value was 7.2 billion. I'm not sure how, there's a lot of zeros in that number. And our prior year revenue, they had our growth. We requested a property tax increase, gave our revenue at 10.9 million. The tax rate was 0.001513. If you look the next year, the property values went up. We asked for a property tax increase of $351,000. The property tax rate stayed the same. This year, our values have gone up again. The prior year's revenue, they start with that. We actually got a huge growth number for us, which is $332,791. That's the probably a couple large apartment complexes became finished last year. And then I requested a revenue increase of $583,000. That gave our property tax revenue of $12 million, and our taxable rate has gone down to 0.001483. That's how Truth in Taxation works. It's all based on revenue plus new growth. If we had not asked for new growth or the revenue increase, our property tax rate would have been even lower. Just as a comparison, the property tax rates in '24, we were at number 9 out of this 17 that I have tracked there. You wonder why I put police and fire there? Some cities really brag about the fact they have no city property tax. That would be Riverton. But they have a property tax for fire, and they have a property tax for police. We have one property tax for the city, which includes fire and police. Also, I include the library, because if we didn't have the Murray Library down there at .000331, we would be paying the county tax at .000477. And if you're lucky enough to be in Salt Lake City, you get to pay even more, but you get to use all three libraries. The entities proposing property tax increases, a lot of them did, and most of them are having their meetings tonight, tomorrow, or Thursday. Where we will end up if they all pass, we'll be down at number 13. Our number was smaller than most. It's not really fair to, we really shouldn't compare our property tax to other cities. We still are increasing our property tax for our citizens. It's a good thing we're lower than other people, but it's still an increase. Where your property tax goes, I am not proposing a 4.9% property tax increase on your entire bill, just on the 18 cents that Murray City collects if you happen to live in Murray City School District area. If you happen to live in Granite School District, I'm only asking for a 5% increase of the 14 cents that $1 is of your property tax, not of your entire property tax bill. It is needed because, of course, the property values have been going up, but we are only guaranteed the same amount of revenue. This increased revenue will add the cost of one new police officer, 3 paramedic firefighters, a fire inspector, along with other costs that have risen due to inflation. And the citizens have requested that we do small, more frequent property taxes than the 45% one we did in 2018. The increase of 4.95%, that's a math thing. I aim for 5. It was either 5.2 or 4.95. I went lower. It gives us an additional $583,777 of income. We did not request any increase for the library. The average residence of $565,000, it will cost a resident $21.75 per year, and a commercial property valued at $565,000, it'll be $39. The amount of increase any individual person residents maybe will depend on how fast your property values rose in relation to the rest of the city. If yours rose much faster than some other neighborhoods, then you may pay a little more. If yours rose less or even went down, you'll pay a little less. Any questions? So after the public hearing, what will be before you is adopting the actual tax rates, which is 0.1483, and then the library rate, which I can't remember right now, but it is in that resolution.
Right, thank you. We now have a time for public comment on this tax rate levy. Any public comments on this? I see no public comments, so I close the public comment section on this issue. Council, is there anything you'd like to say on this issue? No? All right, if there's nothing the council wants to add to this, I will entertain a motion.
I move to adopt the ordinance of the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2024, and ending June 30th, 2025.
I'll second.
Can we receive a motion in a second?
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Mr. Pickett?
Aye. All right, the ordinance has been adopted. Thank you. We now move on to the second public hearing, which will be considering an ordinance adopting the final 2024-2025 fiscal year budgets for Murray City, including the library fund budget. Brenda?
I don't have any presentation or anything. The budget has been the same. It has not changed, and since I sent you the revised copy with the new grant or new growth revenue and the various other small changes we had made. It's been out on the website for a few months. So before you is just to approve the final budget. We have been operating on this budget since July 1, so.
All right, thank you. The budget has been out in public on the website for a while. Is there any public comment on this 2024-2025 fiscal year budget? I see no public comments. The public comment section is closed. Council, any comments? None? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the ordinance adopting the final 2024-2025 fiscal year budgets for Murray City, including the library fund budget.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second.
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Mr. Pickett?
Aye. Okay, the ordinance is adopted by vote. We now have the honor, pleasure, and exciting moment of the meeting to hear the mayor's report.
And since I was with you last week, we don't have anything, so I'm sorry that we're not very exciting.
Mayor, you're not allowed to do that. I build you up, and then look what you do.
That's right.
Thank you, Mayor, for your
Thanks.
wonderful report. Seeing that we have nothing else on the agenda, I will now adjourn this meeting.
I second it.
Done.